admin point of sale. Okay, now last week we already discussed about how to set up the configuration of our retail store company by clicking on office and then click on configuration. Then we already discussed about how to change the information about our company, changing the company's name, company's address, and so on. And then, for example, last week we forgot to insert the image of company's logo. Now, for example, we want to add the company logo by clicking on select image button. And then, for example, we will select this for company's logo and then click on open. After importing or selecting the image, then click on submit button to save this change. And then last week we also discussed about the text. For the text, we used for many countries, there are different policies about the text for the sales activities. For Indonesia, we usually call for the text, for the sales tax is double PN. It is a construction of pajak pertambahan nilai. In English, we usually call value added tax, VAT. In Indonesia, for the tax rate is 10% from the total sales. Now, what about if we want to change our employees' data? Just click on employee icon and then select which employee data will be edited. For example, for Rita Permadi, we will edit this. So just click on update employee button here to edit the employee data. And then, for example, we will add her phone number. For example, our phone number is like this. And then you may also add for the address 1, address 2, city, and so on. For the time being, we only add phone number for her and then click on submit to save the change. Now, what about if one day, Rita Permati forgets about her password to enter this application. If he or she, I mean the user of this application, forgets about the old password, then the employees should contact the administrator of this application. In this case, is John Ju. Yeah. The employee can contact him via telephone or by using short messages. Yeah. But for example, yeah, Rita Permadi forgets about her password, then asks for Jeonju. Now, after entering as a Jeonju, we will click on again update employee button like this, and then click on login tab. As an administrator, we can change directly without knowing the previous password used by the employee. Now let me change the password into a new one. For example, Permati 1. Yeah. We must repeat once again, yeah, to enter the password. Permati 1. And then after changing, yeah, the password, then click on submit to save the changing. And then now let's try to enter as a Rita Permadi. Click on log out first, yeah, from this application, and then type in the username is Permadi. For example, I will enter the wrong password for this user. For example, let me try to enter number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And then click on go. If we enter the wrong password, there will be an information that the username or password is invalid. So we must repeat once again. Yeah. If we really forget about this, once again, we can contact the administrator of this application. And then now let me enter the right password. First, let me type in the username Permadi, and then for the password Permadi 1. Click on go button. So now I enter this application as a Rita Permadi. What about if Rita Permadi wants to keep her password safe? So she will regularly change her own password. If the employee, or in this case is Rita Permadi, wants to change her previous password, then Rita can click on her name, and then there will be a link to change the password. Just click on her name like this, to change the password. In this process, the user must remember about the previous or the current used password. For example, the current used password is Permadi 1. And then let me change into longer password. For example, I will use her employee's complete name, Rita Permadi, and then type in the new password once again, Rita Permadi, and then click on submit. If the process is successfully done, then we can try to enter as a Rita Permadi once again by using the new password. Click on logout, yeah, and then enter once again as a Rita Permadi. The username is Permadi, yeah, and then type in the new password, Rita Permadi. Click on go. This is the way how to change our own password as a user in this OSPOS application. Once again, if we really forget about our password, so the alternative one is contacting the administrator of this application software. Yeah. In this example, yeah, is Jeonju as an administrator. Now, let's continue to the next step. The next step is what if we want to change the language of this application. Yeah. First, to change the language of this application, we must enter as an administrator. We type in admin, yeah, because we never change the username for Jeonju. Yeah. And then password still the same as before. Yeah. Point of sale. Then click on go button. As you know, since the first time we installed this application, all the identity, the name of the icons in this application, the name of each module in this application is in English. Now, what if we want to change into different language? From this menu, we click on Office button again, and then click on Configuration button, and then click on Localization. As you see here, this application use United States. What about if we want to change into rupiahs, for example, as Indonesian currency? Now we can click on to get the code of this localization by clicking on information icon, small information icon, the green one. Click on this, and then there will be open a new window in this browser. to get the language codes. Yeah, click on a full list. Yeah. And then there will be list, yeah, for all language codes used in this word. Yeah. And then look for the Indonesian country, yeah, here. So we will block the code and then copy. Next, we paste, yeah, here. To change from dollar into rupiahs. Yeah. Next, what about if we want to change the language? Language here, yeah, means there will be information, all the information here, yeah, the title will be in Indonesian. Yeah. You can change into another language as you wish, yeah, as you like. For example, let me change into Indonesian. Yeah. Okay, this one. And then time zone. Yeah. To change the time zone, we will look for the time zone for West Indonesian time. West Indonesian time here is GMT plus 7. Okay, this one. Because at the time for Jakarta, the same as the time in Bangkok and Hanoi. Now, after, for example, next, we will change the date and time format, for example, but I only want to change the date because we will use the same format for the time. Yeah. Here, in Indonesia, the composition of date format is day, and then month, and then followed by years. And then click on now, submit button. After the configuration have successfully saved, then we will see the changes by refreshing this page. Now take a look at these changes. Yeah. The information now is in Indonesian. Now look at the configuration in terjemahan. Currency is in Indonesian, in rupiahs. Yeah. Indonesian rupiahs. Yeah. Then now all the information is in Indonesian. If we want to change again to English version, yeah, then we will look for the English code for the United States. Yeah. Like this. Yeah. And then click on copy, paste in this field, in this text box. Yeah. And then change the language into English United States. And then, for example, we will keep the time zone. Yeah. And then click on kirim button. Yeah. After changing this configuration, yeah, and then don't forget to refresh this page. Now, the information of this OSPOS application is in English again. This is the way how to change the localization. For those who wants to replace, yeah, the localization configuration can do as I demonstrated before. Okay. Now, let's continue to another step. The next step, we can enter the supplier's data before we add items we are going to sell in our retail store. Yeah. It's better for us to enter the supplier's data first. Click on suppliers icon, and then because we haven't had any data in this supplier module, then we can click on new supplier button. Remember once again, if the color of the field name is in red, it is an obligatory. Yeah, it is a must. May not be blank. For example, company name. If we want to, for example, to buy for some goods to sell, for example, the goods is, for example, paper. Yeah, for example, paper. Yeah. Then we can in Indonesia we can contact or buy from PT from Ciwi Kimia. Ciwi Kimia. Ciwi Kimia is a company that produced paper. Yeah. Ciwi Kimia is a company that produces paper. Yeah. And the brand for the paper is usually Dunia, ya, Dunia Paper, ya. Or Sidu Paper, ya. And then for the category, we can select, there are two choices in this field. The first is goods supplier, and then the second is cost supplier. But in this, we will use goods supplier because the company, the Ciwi Kimia company, sells the good to us. Yeah. And then the agency name, for example, the same name as the company name, for example, PT Ciwi Kimia. And then first name. First name means that the person we will contact for the company. Yeah. This is the contact name. Yeah. For example, his name is Robert. Yeah. Last name is Halim. Yeah. The contact person is male. Yeah. And then you can add more information about him here. Yeah. And then if only this information you you enter for this company, it's okay. Yeah. And then click on submit button to save. To edit the supplier data, we can click on Update Supplier button, yeah, and then add or edit the data for this supplier. Now, let me close without editing this data. If we want to delete uh, the supplier data, we can check which data we want to delete, yeah, like this, for example, and then click on delete button. If we click on OK button here, means that we will delete permanently the data of this company as a supplier. Let me click on cancel. We do not want to delete for the time being. Yeah. And then next, we will type or enter the customer's data. Here in Indonesia, if someone wants to be a customer of our retail store, the person should apply, yeah, for getting members card. Without members card, we cannot regard the person as a customer. Yeah. Okay, suppose there is a person who wants to apply for being a member of our retail store. Now, to enter the data of the persons, yeah, of a new consumers to become a customers of our retail store by clicking on new customer button. And then pay attention to this, the same regulation, the same rule as before, that the red color field name is a must, yeah, may not be blank. Yeah. So we cannot omit this checks symbol. Yeah, we must keep on this registration consent check like this. Yeah. And then type in the name of the customer to be. Yeah. For example, the name is Arinda. Last name is Akbar. The person is female. Yeah. And then you can add some more information for this customer. For the time being, we will only limit the customer data only for his or her first name, and then last name, and also for her or his gender. And then click on submit. Yeah. This is the minimum data for entering the customer's data. And then after entering, yeah, for the supplier's data and also customers, now let's go into entering items data. Let's enter good data that we sell in our retail store by clicking on items icon. And then if we already had items data before, there will be list displayed here. But as we haven't entered the item data before, so the list is in blank. Yeah, no items to display here. and then click on new item for the new goods that we are going to sell for our retail store. Yeah. For example, yeah, we are going to enter the name of a paper, yeah, product, yeah, or good that we usually sell. Yeah. The name of the item is A4 paper, top brand. Yeah. A paper top brand. Yeah. In brackets C2. C2 is the constructions of Sinar Dunia. Yeah. And then the category. Yeah. The category is paper. And then we can leave at attribute blank. And then let stock type is stock. Means that we always make these goods ready in stock. Yeah. And then item type, here we can select standard, because for the kit one, yeah, for the kit one means there are other item that is categorized as a kit item. Yeah. And then supplier, we are going to purchase, yeah, this item from Chiwi Kimia company, because this company, as I told you before, produces paper. Yeah. And then let's key for the wholesale price. Yeah. Wholesale price is the price from the company, from the Chiwi company, Chiwi Kimia company. Yeah. For example, yeah, the price is 10 or not 10, yeah, 5. Yeah. For example, $5. And then for retail price, we will make it $6. Yeah. And then this good will be charged with VAT 10%. And then what about the quantity stock? If we already have a stock in our warehouse now, we can type in the number of stock for this good. For example, yeah, there are 20, yeah, paper in stock now in our warehouse. Yeah. And then if we want to, until which level we are going to reorder for this good to this company, we can type in the number, yeah, the level number. Yeah. For example, 1. 1 means that if the stock of the paper in our warehouse is only 1 left, yeah, so we must add the stocks by purchasing from the Kimia company. For the description, you can add some more information, and for the photo of the product, you can add by selecting image. When you click on select image button here, and so on. Yeah, for the time being, we will only uh, keep this. And then don't forget to enter the barcode of this product. For example, the barcode is T-Pro 01. Yeah. It's up to you. You are free to give the barcode. Yeah. And then click on submit. Now we already have one good or item that we are going to sell in our retail store. Now, what about if there is a sales transactions? Where can we process the transaction? Yeah. To process the transaction of the sales, we can click on sale icon here. And then now type in the name of the item. You can only type in part of the name of the item. For example, paper. You can do it by only type in P and A. Yeah. And then select the item. Who will buy? Who is the customer? For example, the customer is the one that we already enter in the customer's data by clicking on, the name is, I forgot the name, yeah. Akbar, okay, yeah. Akbar, okay, Akbar, yeah. And then how many paper will be bought by Akbar? For example, 2. Yeah. So the total will be $12. And then what about the payment? Will be used for, will be used by Adinda Akbar, for example, cash. But if Adinda Akbar wants to pay by using credit card or debit card, we can select from this. Yeah. Debit card, credit card, yeah, or maybe check, yeah, and so on. But usually, if we every customers prefer to pay in cash, yeah, but depend on, yeah. For the wealthy people, they prefer to using debit card or credit card. Yeah. For the ordinary person like us, yeah, usually will use cash money. Yeah. Okay, let me select cash here, and then click on add payment to end process. Yeah, $12 will be added by 10% of VAT. Yeah, and then the total number to be paid by Adinda Akbar is $13.20. And then to process to next process this transaction, we can click on add payment. After the paid payment process, then there will be complete button here. Next, we can click on complete button to print out the invoice. Yeah. Before printing out the invoice will be displayed first like this. Then we can click on print to directly print to the printer. Yeah. This is the process of recording the sales transaction in this OSPOS software application. Yeah. I think that's all for today's material operating OSPOS. Now it's time for you to ask me for some question if you have some.